Hi, this is Mike Brown, owner of Death Wish Coffee Company. Welcome to Fueled by Deathcast.
I love Jeff, but sweet and hot. Whoop, Mr. Motorama coffee spot.
Death Wish Coffee presents Fueled by Deathcast, the world's strongest podcast. With your hosts, the incredible Jeff and the amazing D-Man.
Welcome everybody. Welcome to you, D-Man. I don't welcome you enough to this show.
I don't think you said welcome enough.
Welcome. It's Fueled by Death show, and you guys know that because you're here. And we're really excited yet again for another week of fun-filled times on the Fueled by Death show.
So much fun.
It is.
Unstoppable fun.
You sound like you're lying.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It is episode 78 companion show, guys. And start it right off by saying I am the incredible Jeff.
And I'm the amazing D-Man.
This is Dustin's new radio voice. Please type all of your hatred in the comments below.
Welcome to episode 78.
God. If you guys would like to follow us on social media, we'd love it if you did. Our social media of choice is Instagram, but we do Facebook and Twitter as well. I am at Jeff Wish Coffee.
And I am at Death Wish Dustin.
Goodness. And it's that easy. If this is your first time joining the show, here's the drill. All you got to do, share this show and leave a comment at some time during the show. It can be right now, it can be near the end, whenever you want. We're going to pick one lucky comment in the show at the end of the show, and you're going to win this mug.
Damn, that's a 2017 Death Wish ceramic mug. You cannot find these anywhere now unless you pay too much on eBay for them, or you could win it here on the show for free as long as you share and comment. And then we'll send it right to you. We'll sign this bitch. We'll send it right out to you.
We're going to sign it. We'll send it right out to you. Like I said, all you got to do, share the show, drop a comment. We'll pick one lucky comment when this show is over. Penultimate thanks forever and ever to our good friend, Brock Powell.
BrockVox.com.
He's the voice actor behind all the voices on this show and 1,000 others out in the world. Seriously, go on over to BrockVox.com. Check him out on all the social media at BrockVox and see all the cool stuff he's doing this year. He's doing a lot of cool stuff.
Not only is he a busy and talented man, he's one of the funniest dudes I've ever known in my entire life. Like, off the cuff, says the most hilarious shit. It's a type of brilliance I wish I had.
Me too.
I'm just completely missing it.
Yeah.
I'll die regretting that I'm never that funny.
Yeah. And before we get into the show, I just wanted to express again all of our thanks for everybody sharing, liking, and commenting on our recent news that Death Wish Coffee is headed to the International Space Station. We're so excited about this, and we've got a couple weeks away until the rocket actually launches, and it's just really cool to see everybody as excited as we are about it.
Yeah, man, you were a local news celebrity for a day. What were you on, 3 news channels that day?
I was on 3 separate news channels.
Wow, who gets on 3 news channels in one day? This guy!
That was a lot of fun, though, because I was right in my element. I got to talk about space and coffee and the company I love and work for, and I was mic'd and in front of a camera, which I happen to do a lot. So
was that weird to you?
Goodness. But that was a lot of fun. And like I said, don't forget, guys, go on over to deathwishcoffee.com/space. I'll put that URL right here. And you'll be able to find all of the cool content we've got all leading up to this launch and beyond. We're going to do stuff all year long.
And beyond.
Yes, exactly. To infinity and beyond. We're going to do stuff all year long with this because we're that excited about it. It is really exciting. And we can't, again, one last time, keep sharing, keep talking about it. Tell everybody you know. We want this to be the news story of the year. We really do.
You know what really hit home to me was when so NASA was so cool. They sent us a bunch of like random food products.
Yeah. You guys want to see some of them?
Oh yeah, pull them out. It's so cool. So the thing that stood out to me is that they have all these food products, including very obviously M&Ms. And on the M&M package, it says, what's it, candy-coated chocolate.
Candy-coated chocolates. I'll put up a picture of this.
Which they don't use any of the company names, but for our coffee, on our package, it says Death Wish Coffee, world's strongest, which is so cool.
Look at that. That's the actual pack, one of the actual packs that's going to be going up to space. This one isn't. This one's in our hands. In fact, this one and this one right here, these are going to be able to be won by somebody like you. You can go on over to deathwishcoffee.com/space and see that contest, and we're going to give away actual space coffee. But yeah, some of the other stuff we got is so crazy cool, and they didn't have to send any of this to us. They just
Mexican scrambled eggs. It looks like SpongeBob in a pouch.
chicken pineapple salad, all freeze-dried and ready to go. It actually looks really good.
It looks like dog vomit, and this looks like a different shade of dog vomit.
Butternut squash, dried beef.
Got some tortillas.
They eat really good on the space station.
No, they don't. This looks horrible. This looks horrible.
This I thought was a misstep. This is a brownie, as it is called, but for lovers of brownies out there, I'm sure you guys know that there is a product called a cosmic brownie. It's the one with all the rainbow sprinkles. I think that's a misstep. I think NASA should be sending up cosmic brownies, right?
Yeah, right. So I was thinking about this today. They come in the same package. One is apricot cobbler, and the other one is shrimp gumbo.
Yeah.
I think it would be a great astronaut prank to switch the labels on them.
You think you're getting apricot, you're getting cobbler, and you're actually getting seafood gumbo.
That's like
Oh, my God.
That's the worst.
So it's been going around the office lately that I should do some sort of like Facebook Live or something while ingesting lots of these space food.
Oh, yes.
So that might happen. I don't know. We'll see.
We should do a game where if you lose, you have to eat like a certain gross astronaut food without even like rehydrating it.
No, I gotta rehydrate it. No, because that's not what they do. They eat it right. They rehydrate the stuff. No. So maybe we'll do that. I don't know, but it's really cool. Once again, thanks so much, guys, for digging that news, and we'll keep you guys updated on all that stuff.
Secret code unlocked. Discount of death.
This week on deathwishcoffee.com, I'm doing like half DJ voice. I'll do it like halfway. No, that was almost full way. Sorry. All right. This week on deathwishcoffee.com, if you use the discount code KING, Jeff,
KING,
you'll get 15% off the Jack Ankerson Artist Series set, which is an awesome deal. It's an awesome product. I mean, the product already is only $10 more than a regular pound of coffee.
Yeah.
But you get so many cool things with it, including this, like, it's all high quality. It's a high quality tin. The print is high quality. It does not come out of a printer. This was handmade.
Yeah.
Awesome. And you get something that we won't be making ever again. You get to be a part of Death Wish history, which is awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. And I love these artist series. I love the tin. The tin is so versatile. You can use it for anything. Obviously, you get a pound of delicious Death Wish coffee in there. And that print, I mean, what's cool about the print is it's the same, image that you're seeing, which Jack Ankerson designed specifically for this release. So it's his art, but it's Death Wish themed. So it's like this super cool Death Wish merchandise that you can only get if you get this set.
And 15% off. All you have to do is use the code word KING, and that will go until Wednesday the 20th.
Yes.
Science!
So I heard that we found some shit on Mars or something. That's
did.
all I know. This is all. I haven't even read this. This will all be surprising to me. I'm very excited to hear about all this.
Cool. So the same day we announced that our coffee is about to be rocketed up to the International Space Station, NASA also announced new findings from the Curiosity rover on Mars. And the Curiosity rover has been, finding stuff ever since it touched down there. And this is probably the coolest thing it's found.
A selfie of itself?
This is a selfie of itself. This is an actual photo. This isn't an artist rendering. This is a photo that it has an arm. This little arm that comes off of it. And it also has a drone. It has a lot of different little things on it. But yeah. So the scientists reported that the NASA Curiosity rover has found potential building blocks for life in an ancient Martian lake bed. The organic molecules preserved in the 3.5 billion year old bedrock in the Gale Crater, which I believe I have a picture of. There it is. suggests conditions back then may have been conducive to life. That leaves open the possibility that microorganisms once populated Mars and could still be there.
Oh, so we don't know. Okay, interesting.
This is not anybody saying that they found life on Mars, but this is basically on the right path to finding life, either currently on Mars or that life was on Mars. And that's not out of the realm of possibility. When we're talking about microorganisms, we find microorganisms on asteroids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they are these types of things that live out in the confines of space. And Mars had an atmosphere at one point. It had a lot of water. It had a different type of atmosphere than it has now. It could have bred some sort of life.
It could have been first Earth.
This, to give you guys a little bit of a parallel, this crater called the Gale Crater is it used to contain a shallow lake, and that lake is about the size of Florida's Lake Okeechobee, and I have a picture of that just to give you a little bit of that's how big the lake is in Florida. So, which is a very big lake.
That's a giant lake,
and that's how big that crater is in comparison. This isn't the only thing that Curiosity found, though, which is very, very cool. Curiosity has also confirmed a sharp seasonal increase of methane in the Martian atmosphere. Researchers say they can't rule out a biological source. So that means that now we still don't know if this is where the methane's coming from, but what we know on Earth is that is a lot of where our methane comes from, is from biological things like plants and animals.
which are breaking down in the bedrock usually, right?
Farts.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Yes. No, you're right. I'm not.
Okay. Scientific, Jeff.
Most of Earth's atmospheric methane comes from animal and plant life, like the environment itself, like I was saying, just like you said, in being broken down. So it's not just things that are dead; it's also things that are alive that add to the growth in methane. What's incredible is Curiosity's methane measurements occurred over 4.5 years, covering parts of 3 Martian years. Seasonal peaks were detected in late summer in the northern hemisphere and late winter in the southern hemisphere. Now, this graph might not mean a lot to you, but those high peaks are almost 3 times what scientists thought they'd find. And that's why they're very excited about this, because they're like, whatever it is, it's something we didn't know giving off this methane, whether it's biological or not. Methane could be locked in the rock somewhere and being released in the summer months just because, like maybe we don't really know that.
Whoa. What if we find fossil fuels
right
on Mars?
Right. What if?
And that, we're already finding methane.
Yeah.
We're really only one step away from finding fossil fuels deep in the bedrock from past organisms.
Yes, if there was such a thing.
Breaking down.
Exactly.
In the bedrock of Mars. That's so crazy.
It's pretty crazy. Scientists agree that these findings are unprecedented. And what's interesting is that we can only do so much with them. We need more powerful spacecraft on Mars, which the rover 2020 is our most powerful to date that will be touching down in 2020. So we've already got that under works. And we've got a couple other rovers planned within the next decade. But hopefully we can get rocks either sent back from Mars to Earth, or we can get scientists on Mars. And because then the data will really get unlocked, because we'll get actual eyes and hands.
I'm almost reluctant to send smart people to Mars because it's like, we can't afford to lose them.
That's true.
There's not too many of those left here on Earth.
That's true. I have a really great video direct from NASA that explains all of these things in depth, and it's just, this is really, really cool space science, guys.
We want to know, has life ever existed on Mars? Do pockets of life persist on Mars today? NASA's approach to answering these questions is to break them down into smaller and smaller steps. First, we need to know if ancient Mars was habitable. Did it once have the right climate and the right chemistry to support life? The Curiosity rover is investigating these questions by looking for organic molecules containing carbon. Organic molecules are the backbone of all life on Earth, though they can also come from non-living sources. Today, the surface of Mars readily destroys organics, making them difficult to detect.
are decelerating.
6 years ago, Curiosity landed in Gale Crater on an ancient lake bed. A few months after arrival, it drilled into sedimentary rocks and detected traces of organic molecules using an instrument called SAM. Now Curiosity is climbing the mound in the middle of Gale Crater, and SAM has made a subsequent detection of organics. This new detection is exciting because it comes from rocks that are billions of years old. That means that the organic material within them is extremely ancient. Some of the organics that SAM has detected contain sulfur, likely introduced through geological processes. Sulfur can act as a preservative, binding organic molecules together to make them tougher and protecting them from oxidation. In fact, sulfur is the element that makes hair and fingernails tough, as well as vulcanized rubber. Martian sulfur has probably had a similar effect on these old organic molecules, helping to preserve them over geological timescales. SAM made the new detections by heating samples of crushed rock to very high temperatures, above 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. This vaporized the samples and released several species of small hydrocarbons like benzene and propane. Because the hydrocarbons were released at such high temperatures, they may be the fragments of bigger, heavier molecules within the rock similar to kerogens. On Earth, kerogens are found in rocks like black shale and coal and are the products of ancient plant and bacteria. We don't know if the recently discovered organics on Mars are of biological origin, but it's exciting to find such old material preserved right at the surface. This finding is also encouraging for future exploration. NASA and the European Space Agency are preparing to send the next generation of rovers to Mars in 2020, carrying new technologies to search for signs of microbial life. In the distant past, Mars was much warmer and wetter than it is today. The rocks at Gale Crater tell us it was once an environment where life as we know it could have survived. The discovery of ancient organic molecules shows that another ingredient of life was present at that time, and it broadens our understanding of habitability of both ancient and modern Mars.
I mean, just the idea of uncovering the history of Mars to a point where there was life, where there was water, where there was an atmosphere, where it was at a in that Goldilocks zone from the sun, where it would make sense where there might have been intelligent life forms inhabiting this planet millions, billions of years ago. I mean, more and more, with the more information that we find out, the more this idea becomes realistic. It's pretty intense.
It is pretty intense. And the other side of that argument is another thing that she brought up, and that is Jen Eigenbrod, who actually is NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center astrobiologist, who you just saw in that video. And she said, I'm equally as fascinated by the idea that life never got started on Mars in the first place. That's a harder question to address scientifically, but I think that we need to give the search for life on Mars due diligence. We need to go to places that we think are the most likely places to find it. And what she's talking about there is that what if all of these things were in place and it just never happened? That's the thing we've never been able to unlock on Earth.
Well, I'm sure that's happened on planets all over the universe, and over again.
And why did it happen? Why did primordial goo on Earth come to this single-celled organism that became a multi-celled organism, that became a piece of bacteria, that became a thing, that became a fish, that became a all the way down the line?
Well, it's like the question is Earth a perfect storm? The life on Earth a perfect storm? And does this perfect storm happen in other places, in other times? And is it maybe not a perfect storm? Maybe it's just a particular storm that happens over and over again in many different places across the universe.
Yeah, it's really, really exciting. And I urge you guys to follow everything that NASA comes out with. Go on over to nasa.gov, follow them on social media. They do a lot of cool reveals like this. This was done on a NASA Live just in the middle of the day on that Thursday.
Wow.
And they just announced all this stuff. And you can be part of that as they announce it. So, I urge you guys to follow all that if you're interested, because it is so cool learning more about the planets that are right in our backyard.
But hey, we'll make sure to keep you up to date one way or the other. So
Yeah,
you can always watch the show.
that's true. All right, guys, it's time again for Death Star of the Week. That segment when you all get to meet one of our community members out there. And this week, it is Johnny Duke Sizemore. Johnny has been a fan of this company for a very long time, and is just a positive force in this community.
Yo, he's a cool fucking dude.
And I was really excited
So
to talk to him. Sierra and I sat down with him, and if you don't know who I'm talking about, you're going to meet Johnny Duke Sizemore right now. Okay, so to start this off, Johnny, I got to know, you've been a fan of Death Wish for what seems like forever, but I don't know the story. How did you first hear about Death Wish Coffee?
Through Ricky Rackman.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I'm friends with. Used to go to his cat house clubs back in the day. One of my really good friends, Allison, married his high school best friend Keith Cooper, and she took me to the cat house for the first time. And so that's kind of all that crew. And then he ended up getting that job at MTV, being a Headbangers Ball VJ, which was cool. And I found him on Instagram. And one day he hosted up that OG mug. And in my house, it's all girls. I'm the only guy. I don't get a bathroom. I don't get a man cave. I don't get a closet. But I get a coffee corner. And I messaged him immediately and says, I don't even care if that coffee's any good. I need that mug. And he messaged me back and told me how cool all you guys were and everything. And I made the phone call and I talked to Kane. Kane was just the coolest. He sent out, I think he hooked me up with a T-shirt. Right out the gate, and I've just been a huge fan of theirs ever since. But it was Ricky, yeah. And then he did his first ride and sponsored it, and I just thought, who in the world what kind of coffee company sponsors someone to ride their Harley across the United States and raise money for kids? This is the coolest thing I've ever heard of. I'm in. So that's how I got here.
That's awesome. So, coffee fuels you during your day. What is it that you do? Do you have a 9 to 5? What is it that coffee's fueling you to do?
I work in the city of Boulder, Colorado. I take care of about 120 college rentals. And with my hat and my something on, they're all convinced I work for Death Wish Coffee. But, for me, I just feel like I have that extra edge. You know what I mean? I just feel like I have an extra edge to get stuff done. When I get up and have my cup in the morning, I feel like I'm just ready to head out the door and kick some ass. And usually even 2 and 3 in the afternoon, sometimes I'll have a second cup. But most of the time I don't. A lot of people think because I'm talk real fast and I'm kind of hyper, they think I drink a lot of coffee. I really only have 1 or 2 cups a day.
I know. I feel like that's your personality in general. Like whenever we talk to you in customer service, you're always just high energy. And I feel like the coffee helps that, but I feel like that's just how you are.
Yeah, pretty much. And what I really enjoy is mixing the different kinds. Like I've mixed the pumpkin with the rum barrel, with the OG Death Wish. I like to make up my own blends.
What's your favorite blend?
Whiskey Barrel Brand.
Okay.
Valhalla and pumpkin.
Oh.
It tastes like a rummy pumpkin kind of.
Yum.
But I only add a little bit of organic honey. That's it. No other breakfast cereal utensils.
Nice.
As someone who's followed you since I've joined this company, you have a lot of love for music and a lot of connect to the music scene. I gotta ask, are you a musician?
No, I am not a musician.
You come off as one.
Back in the day when Ricky had his cat house club, he inspired me and a buddy of mine, Mark, to start our own club, and it was called the Red Light District. It did not have anywhere near the success or any of that, and but I got to meet a lot of different bands. Had a lot of bands play.
Oh,
I dropped it. I'm always around the music scene. All the bands that come to Denver, I love to go see. I love to go backstage and give them samples or hook them up with stuff because that's just fun for me. Some of them I know and some of them I'm just getting to know, but I just love. I love being fueled by death and getting out there and just having fun.
that's awesome. So, favorite band of the moment. Who's your favorite band that you love to go see nowadays?
Next concert we're going to see is Portugal the Man.
Awesome.
I have no connections with him whatsoever, any of that band. I just found that Portugal the Man station on Pandora is a great jam to keep playing around the house. There's all kinds of artists on that station, and my kids really like it. I like other heavier bands, Devil Driver. I like 80s bands, LA Guns, just all different kinds of music. But I love showing up and going out to all these places because I'm sober. I don't drink. And so I feel like I have an advantage to get up front, get guitar picks, get some high fives, just get out there, just get my money's worth.
Have fun, yeah.
That's awesome. That is so cool. So you mentioned earlier that you're about a 1 cup to 2 cup a day person. What's your brewing method? What's your favorite way to brew coffee?
Well, my favorite way is now a Chemex. I had never even heard of a Chemex before Death Wish Coffee. I think Kane and Taya, I think it was Taya, that got me to I went and bought one and had Jason Heath custom etch it for me.
Awesome.
Nice.
To do some trading with him. That is my favorite, but I don't always have the time, so I'll hand grind my beans every morning, and I'm so dedicated to how I like it. I had to take my Keurig and hack it and take it apart to get it to do what I want it to do. So now it's jailbroke. I can get up to a 16-ounce cup of coffee in the bigger pod, not the little one, the bigger craft pod. But it's not as strong and tasty as a Chemex. It's a little watery compared to that, but I love the flavor, and I love that I was determined to be able to take my coffee pot apart and hack it.
Yeah, that's a really cool thing.
I had to watch a couple videos. I watched a few videos first. I didn't just do it on my own. I had to get a little help.
You know, I love YouTube. It's the best. So as a fan of the company and as someone who's a big proponent in our community with Death Wish Coffee and everything, this is a question I love asking. You've seen us do a lot of stuff with this company, whether it's events or merchandise. Is there anything that you haven't seen us do that you'd like us to do? It could be a mug, it could be a piece of merch, it could be an event.
Sponsor a concert series.
Ooh.
I like that.
I like that.
More Barrel Brand. I feel like the Barrel Brand, like Barrel Brand apparel, Barrel Brand. I'll be honest, Barrel Brand is one of my staples. I know it's a little bit more money, but I don't use it straight. I kind of mix it with the other Valhalla or OG Death Wish. I'd love to see more in the Valhalla or in the Barrel Brand, like different flavors or more. Instead of just once or twice a year, kind of season. It'd be cool if they could step that up. And of course, I love a tank top. I'm getting a bunch of different artwork done.
Yes.
Okay.
I would love a men's tank top because my wife doesn't like it when I wear hers.
Well, two things. First of all, you just flashed your awesome Black Coffee Masters of Vitality shirt that you're wearing there. We're coming back with those. I'm very excited because I always wanted one and I never got one, so I can't wait to get my hands on that.
I didn't even know you made them. Gale mailed me one.
Yeah.
Nice.
I knew they were on Amazon, so then I ordered one for myself, but I have 2 of them. I have the other one I had Zach Wilde sign on the top, and so I don't wear that one.
Oh, cool.
And just so you know, too, we've been listening to you, and we've got a tank top coming. I want to say like in a week or two.
Yeah, it's in like the
it's
next
coming
2
real
weeks.
soon, so you'll get that tank top. Yeah, I'm excited.
I would see another barrel mug, maybe like a rad pirate or something.
Yeah, that would be
Pirate
sweet.
ship with the or something. It'd be really cool to see more with the barrel, like another barrel mug. I think we've only had the one little bitty barrel.
Yeah, we did one.
And I usually make my Barrel Brand coffee in that barrel mug.
Oh,
Nice.
cool. Yeah, I think I'm with you. I think our barrel brands are really, really cool, and we should do more merch-related items for that as well. And we have talked about reaching out to maybe other distilleries to do more barrel brands because we're at the mercy of the amount of barrels we can get from Albany Distilling. So they give us all the barrels they have, but it's only X amount. So hopefully
It's bigger. Yeah, you'll have to figure out a way to get a bigger barrel income or surplus.
Yeah, exactly. Either that or we just got to start making our own whiskey, I guess, right?
I don't think, but I love the flavor that it brings. If I find that if I add a little organic honey, it really brings out the notes on the tail end of those whiskey flavors that kind of hang on the palate for a little while.
Yeah.
I love that. That's very enjoyable.
Awesome. Johnny, I can't thank you enough for your positivity, the way that you are such an ambassador of Death Wish Coffee in your day-to-day and also on the official community page on Facebook.
and everything that you do for us. I've been looking forward to talking to you on the Death Star of the Week for a while, man.
Well, hey, thanks for having me. I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate all of you. Sierra has handled a couple different situations on a top-notch level. You guys are just the best, and I'm honored that you chose me to come on today. Being a part of the community, I have made so many friends. I've had so many people mail me different mugs from around the world. I've been a part of that. I've been a part of Ricky's Ride. Not as much as Gale and some of the other people, but any charity that he gets involved with has always been top notch and fun to get behind and do some of the other stuff. The friends have come and gone. Some of them I don't see so much anymore, but I'm making new ones all the time. I love making friends in different countries. Timmy Medley, we mail each other stuff. I've got a friend in Australia, in New Zealand, Sean. I mean, it's just been so cool reaching out all over the world to know there's coffee people around, and no matter what backgrounds we have this one common ground of this coffee, and it's just cool. It's just super cool.
Heck yeah.
It sure is. Once again, man, thanks so much for talking with us.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
The Fueled by Death guest.
All right, D-Man. This week I've been excited. We've been holding this one off, and I'm really excited that we're finally going to release it. This is our Flogging Molly episode, part 2. We had some of the members on earlier on. That's when we heard about the Salty Dog Cruise for the first time.
Yeah, they actually came to HQ. Most of the band and some of the road crew.
Yep.
They hung out, drank some coffee, smashed some pumpkins with a war club.
Yeah.
And it was a couple of them came and sat down with us here at this very table, and they talked about the Salty Dog Cruise, and we were like, hell, that sounds awesome. Why don't we go? And we did, and we sat down on that ship and talked to them, and we had an amazing time. So amazing. Now that I look back to it, I feel like it was all a dream, Jeff.
Yeah, it does feel like a dream, but we got to talk to these 3 amazing gentlemen. That's Dennis Casey, Bob Schmidt, and the fearless leader of the Flogging Molly band, that is Dave King. And we talk about how they got into doing a cruise. We talk about the early days of the band, even the early days of them becoming musicians, all sorts of stuff. It's a lot of fun, guys, especially if you're fans of Flogging Molly. And if you are fans of the band Flogging Molly and you're watching this show live, or at least within the month of June 2018, they are currently on tour, on all of North America tour right now with the Dropkick Murphys. And that tour is gotta be crazy.
A lot of Guinness being drank.
A lot of Guinness. All the Guinness being
All of
drank.
it. Seriously,
Yeah.
Guinness just following them around me like, I can't keep up.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop drinking.
So this episode tomorrow is going to be all things Flogging Molly, but I have a special sneak peek of these guys for you right now.
I mean,
I'm just a figurehead. a pretty one at that, I know, but you know.
For sure, for sure.
They must be having fun on this too, though.
Well,
right?
look at them. I mean,
So it's like I don't see them not doing this anytime soon. You think 10 years down the road you'll still be having this cruise?
I'll be probably dead 10 years from
Oh,
now.
baloney.
You kidding me?
Stop. You'll be fine.
This is the sound my liver makes every day. Hello? Hello?
It's been so incredible experiencing this. We're now 1 day through it. We're about to start pretty much.
Is that all it's been?
Yeah, I mean, like,
God,
tonight's the second night of craziness. I saw something last night that I never thought I thought only happened in movies. I never thought I'd ever experience. There was and we've said this before already. There was a mosh pit in the pool for you guys. What is that like when you're on stage seeing something like that?
It was brilliant.
That's incredible.
It's a new meaning to whirlpool.
Right, exactly.
You know, it was really. I mean, I was standing there looking at it, and it was like, wow, this is. I mean, you know, it's just. I mean, this is a band, you know, that no record company, no club really ever wanted to be involved with. You know, we all met in Los Angeles, and for a couple of years we stood in the corner of a room on a stage that couldn't even fit the 7 of us, and now we have our own cruise. I mean, it's ridiculous, you know.
Does it feel a little like vindicating, like hard work's paying off now? You get to.
Well, that's exactly what it was. I mean, it was work. I mean, it was never going to be a privilege to fare for this band.
Yeah.
We were always going, and that was my point about being a working class band. We were a working band, you know, and that's why the cruise was such a really, I don't know, you know.
Yeah.
But it's what it is. I think is people, you know, working class people like to blow out.
Yeah.
You know, and this is a great way of blowing out.
Did you start playing music as a child? Like, were you influenced to later in life? Is that where did the music bug kind of hit you?
I don't remember what. I think, you know, my mom used to play. We used to have just a record player, and my mom had 45s and records and stuff. And she used to play, you know, like Beatles records and Motown records and stuff. And my dad had all these Elvis singles, and so like I kind of grew up around a record player.
Okay.
And you know, it was just like a little corny job, but there was something about like hearing the guitar. Like I started playing when I was 7 or so. You know, like so. But I grew up in LA, so even though I always played music and I always loved doing it, it really was not a realistic thing to think.
I'm gonna do this.
Because you know, when I got into high school and started to see bands, you know, like they were, you know, I mean, they weren't crap, they just weren't what I was into. Like the metal scene was going on, like with the big hair and stuff, and I just wasn't into it. So it never occurred to me to be in a band at that point, even though I'd been playing most of, you know, my adult life or whatever. But it was just that thing where I would always play with friends. We would always have parties and put bands together for that kind of stuff. And it was just, you know, and then when I met Dave and these guys, it was just, at that point I had started playing in a couple of bands just for fun and playing like little crappy bars around town or whatever. And then when I met Dave and this thing happened, it was just fun. You know, we were doing it every Monday night. We were having a blast. It wasn't about trying to get a record out. It wasn't about trying to like get signed. It was just let it be what it was, and it, you know, like really naturally evolved from there.
Happy birthday! Surprise! I'm Megan.
All right, so it's birthday time this week, and I've actually got 3 aging musicians as birthdays this week, and I thought
we don't get a lot of aging musicians because usually
they usually, you know, burn out and die young, and but these guys have stood the test of time. First up, on Sunday, June 17th, the iconic Barry Manilow is going to be 75.
Is he smoking a joint?
Years old. I think he's smoking a cigarette.
That's illegal. You can't smoke drugs.
Barry Manilow, love him or hate him, he's not for everybody, but he's been in the game for decades. This guy has sold over 80 million records. I actually have a picture of him from the 70s. There you go.
No different.
Yeah, 80 million records, 47 top 40 hits, including 12 number 1 hits.
Yo, if that guy gets so much work done, how is he smoking drugs? I thought that made you lazy.
I mean, and you've heard his hits, Mandy, Copacabana.
Yeah.
But he's also, this is a little known fact about Barry, he got his start as a jingle writer.
Yeah.
And he
still does it all the time.
He still does it, but he wrote some of the most famous jingles out there. Band-Aid, State Farm, Pepsi, Pepsi was the Pepsi generation. That's Barry Manilow.
Yep.
He wrote all that stuff. Incredible career. So happy birthday to him on Sunday. On Monday, June 18th, the legendary Paul McCartney is going to be 76 years old. If you don't know who Paul McCartney is, you are young.
Seriously.
But even that, Paul's always reinventing himself. He came out with that song with Kanye West and Rihanna like last year or the year before.
See, I'm old. I don't know anything about that.
He's what you want to talk about, a career that spanned everything.
Yeah.
I mean, the man even fronted the reformation of Nirvana. I mean, what? How can you do that? Yeah, when Dave Grohl made that, what was it, Sound City documentary.
Right.
He brought Paul McCartney in and they played some stuff, and then they were like, wouldn't it be fun to play a Nirvana tune? And they did. And then they literally performed at like 2 award ceremonies as Nirvana, but with Paul in Kurt's place.
Wow.
Yeah, freaking crazy, right?
That's wild.
It's so wild. I mean, one of my favorite, though, Paul McCartney on The Simpsons. Not only has Paul McCartney changed the landscape of music, he changed the landscape of one of my favorite television shows. He did. I know you're giving them. Yeah, I know that.
He's talking about The Simpsons again.
This episode is called Lisa the Vegetarian, and I
remember this one.
They got Paul and his late wife Linda to be on the show, and the premise is that Lisa was going to become a vegetarian, and Paul agreed to be on the show under one stipulation, that the show writers keep her a vegetarian. The famous thing with The Simpsons is they'll go through a lot of wacky stuff, and then next week, everything's fine again.
Yeah.
He was like, if we do this, she remains a vegetarian. And to this day, she still is a vegetarian.
Wow.
And that's all because of Paul.
It's a weird stipulation, Paul.
It's pretty cool, though. Finally, on Wednesday, June 20th, another iconic musician, Brian Wilson, is going to be 76 years old as well. Brian Wilson obviously is the mastermind behind some of the biggest hits of the 60s and 70s with his band, the Beach Boys. And two documentaries out there that you should watch if you are a fan of that type of music. One is The Making of Pet Sounds. Pet Sounds, it might be one of the most influential albums
What
ever.
a great album. So
it's
good.
incredible.
And it holds up. Isn't that weird?
Brian Wilson revolutionized the recording industry at that time. Before that, 4 tracks and very subsequently 6 and 8 tracks were the norm. He brought it to 64 tracks of symphonic craziness that it's just incredible. And that documentary documents all of it. The other documentary that you should check out is a documentary called The Wrecking Crew. The Wrecking Crew is a bunch of musicians from the 60s that are on every major album you've ever heard. These are the studio musicians that guys would go to get that done. And what Brian Wilson did when he recorded Pet Sounds, the Beach Boys had just come off a tour, but he had all this music in his head. So he went into the studio with the Wrecking Crew and put down all of Pet Sounds, then brought these guys in, and they redubbed a lot of stuff over.
Wow, that's so cool.
Incredible. 2 incredible documentaries, and a happy birthday to all 3 of those iconic musicians.
I smell a roast.
Does that roast smell like pancakes?
Nope. Smells like burgers.
I'm so confused.
Did you guys hear about this? This is ridiculous. This is why I have to freaking roast this. IHOP has been in the news lately. You know, the International House of Pancakes. That place that when you're really drunk and Denny's too far away, that you kind of head to, right? Like IHOP. Or it's like, you know, family reunion time and everybody's got to meet at a place and you go to IHOP.
I've done neither of these things.
Have you ever been to an IHOP?
I can't totally confirm, and if I did, it wasn't within the last 20 years.
Well, you've completely sworn off gluten, so I can kind of understand that.
Yeah, that kind of gets in the way of going to a house of pancakes.
Right. But I mean, they're great at their signature dish, which is pancakes. You can get them any which way with any kind of topping.
Are they good?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's diner food, you know? It's but it's great.
You can't fuck up pancakes.
You can't, you know, nice diner cup of coffee, whole stack of pancakes. I'm in IHOP. Not anymore. Now it's IHOB. They've been making this the news lately as they are changing their name to IHOB, IHOB, and they did not announce until recently what that B stand for.
Well, it must be for breakfast because that's what they do, right?
I guessed bacon. I was like, maybe they're putting more bacon out
there.
Dude,
that's so fucking smart.
Right.
That's what they should be doing.
International House of Bacon. We're both wrong, as they just announced this week that it is International House of Burgers. Now, this is all a marketing ploy, I found out. This is not a full name change yet.
They're not actually changing the signs or anything.
Some signs in California, in some of their flagship ones, will change to an IHOB, but that is just for the marketing campaign. The reason why is they want to get in on the lunch and dinner game, and they want to get in on that burger rush. I also found out by digging a little bit that IHOP is owned by Dine Brands. Now, Dine Brands is the conglomerate that also owns Applebee's. So that could be why they're making this shift. But this is my question to you. Is this good marketing or is it garbage?
You know what this reeks of to me? As an inventory guy?
Yeah.
If you get too much of an inventory that you can't move, you find a marketing ploy to get rid of that thing.
What do we do with all these burgers?
Seriously, you're an Applebee's that just like can't sell shit. Like, oh, we ordered enough burgers for like 3 years. They're going to go bad. What do we do? Do we take the hit or do we try to figure out, do we make some lemonade here? And they're like, well, IHOP isn't doing anything. Why don't we just find a way to sell them through IHOB, through this horrible marketing campaign?
I just don't get it. They're coming out with a handful of burger varieties for their menu, including, obviously, a breakfast burger that will have a egg and bacon and cheese on it. The one thing that they are not putting on their menu, which I think is another misstep on this whole marketing ploy, is a pancake burger.
Oh, what do you do? Okay, so you have 3 choices there, right?
Right.
You have
number 1.
Number one, a pancake with burger bits in it.
Okay, so like instead of bacon, you have like
or like
ground
like a
beef.
banana pancake.
Right, but it's ground beef in the pancake.
Right, maybe you could do
Okay, some
put
cheese,
some ketchup on that
Yeah,
shit.
all right.
That sounds like it. I could do it.
A burger. So that would be a burger pancake.
All right, and then
Okay.
you would do burger, but instead of a bun, you have pancakes, so it's like a McGriddle kind of thing.
Which it literally is a McGriddle because a McGriddle is a burger.
Do they do
a
a
sausage,
beef
egg, and
patty
cheese.
in a McGriddle?
No, but it's a sausage, egg, and cheese
yeah.
between two pancakes.
Yeah, okay, so you could do that. Or you could have a burger, but instead of a beef patty, you have a pancake.
So it's a bun with a pancake in it. Ugh. But regardless, we just came up with 3 separate options, and they're doing none of them.
None of them.
I
well,
think,
that's why Death Wish is the marketing, geniuses here.
Yeah,
because
we're not
we think
going
of
all
things
in on
like
burgers.
That. IHOP doesn't think of these things.
I don't get it. I mean, I understand trying to, I guess, keep in the game, but you have a niche audience. Your niche audience is pancakes, breakfast food. Keep going with that. There's 1,000 variations you could do with that.
Well, we don't do breakfast that well, so let's not do well in the dinner and lunch game.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
There was a tweet today that I saw that was trending. That was somebody randomly on Twitter tweeted at Wendy's and said, "Uh-oh, Wendy's, IHOP's getting into the burger game." And Wendy's official Twitter tweeted back and said, "We're not afraid of someone making burgers that thought pancakes were too hard." Which I thought was a lot of shade from frickin' Wendy's.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
But I think it's a terrible marketing ploy. I think it will probably blow up in their face. No one's going to be like, you know what I've been waiting for? I've been waiting to get a good, delicious burger at IHOP. No. Go to Applebee's for that. Or go anywhere else. Go where burgers are normally. Like, I wouldn't worry about it.
I'll tell you what, they definitely went wrong not making a pancake with ground beef and cheese with ketchup on it.
Get on it, IHOP. I mean,
I'm
this
gonna
is a
go
$1 million
home.
idea.
I'm going to go home and make that because it sounds good.
It does
you get
sound
the
good.
Fluffy, kind of sweet batter with that nice savory cheese and juicy ground beef.
All right. We're both angry about this. We think it's a terrible idea. Let's get to the update so we can get to your house and make pancakes.
All right. It's on.
D-Man's Death Wish Update. Brought to you by Death Wish Coffee.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, D-Man.
Well, we told you guys we're coming out with a lot of apparel, and it's real. We've got a lot of things coming, and we're going to talk a little bit more about exactly what we have coming out. Excuse me. It's good. My stomach got all funny talking about burger pancakes. Anyways, tomorrow we will be releasing the Death Wish tank top, which is perfect because we had Johnny Duke Sizemore on the show today.
Yeah, and he's been asking for that for a long time.
Which is awesome. Dude wants to show off some guns.
Yeah.
So I don't blame him because I want to too, and I'm so excited that we're doing this. I actually have the sample that I used to work out in all the time.
Well,
Great quality shirt.
I'll put up the official picture of it that we're releasing tomorrow. I'll put that in the show right here. But yeah, it's one of those products that we've been toying with for a while, and we've told you before, especially with apparel, we just got to find the right people to work with. And we finally found the right people to work with for this.
Been great.
Making a great product, and we're excited to see. It's another one of those products that I love releasing because then I'm excited to see people get them and then wear them. And it's a tank top. So I know you all are going to be wearing them at the pool or at the beach or lifting weights and showing your guns or whatever. They're going to be the greatest pictures ever. I just can't wait.
And I will say this is a unisex tank top. So
perfect.
Ladies, men, both, maybe mix. Awesome. It's
Yes.
for you.
Yes. Excellent. And that's tomorrow. So get on it, guys. Get on it. I got something to bring up. Coming out very, very soon, guys, is our brand new industrial logo mug. And we're really excited about this. We just did the golden ticket giveaway, and you know what that means. When we do the golden ticket giveaway, the actual mug release is right around the corner. Pictures don't do this justice. I put up a picture. I'll put up another picture here. You really can't believe how much this looks like jeans.
Yeah.
It looks like denim. I can't believe how they got the glaze to look like this. It's so cool.
And to even think to do a thing like that is so innovative.
Yeah.
You really got to hand it to Deneen Pottery on this one.
It's so cool. And this is going to be coming up really soon.
Like,
so
especially on the ridges on the inside, it looks like
Yeah.
a fade mark on worn jeans. It's so cool.
So the best way to find out about this mug is to do 3 things. The first one you're doing already. You're watching this show, or you're listening to the podcast. Either one of those, we're telling you what's coming out and when it's coming out. The second thing to do is go on over to deathwishcoffee.com and sign up for our newsletter, because our newsletter is going to give you the most up-to-date information about releases, especially the day they are released. And thirdly, when it comes to a mug, and I'm going to put this information right here, text mugs to 484848. And you're going to be on a text list, so when we release our mugs that morning, you'll get a text with a link to buy the mug, and you'll be able to do it directly from your smartphone. It's just like any other text list, standard text messaging, rates apply, and all that other stuff. It's all in there when you sign up, but it's that easy. It's just you type in 484848, text mugs to it, and you're signed up.
Yeah, and then you'll know when it's coming out.
Yeah.
You'll be able to get this thing that's obviously going to sell very quickly.
Yeah.
Like they all do.
Yeah.
And you're in the know.
You're in the know.
So we talked a little bit about apparel already, but this is going to go perfectly with the tank top, and we just got a great high-quality sample in. I even washed this sucker to even test how awesome it is. Look at this thing. Woo! This is a Death Wish beach towel. High quality, awesome design by the amazing Thomas Dragonetti. It's the world's strongest towel.
I have yet to put it to the test. We are based in Round Lake, New York, and it's called that because there's a lake out there.
And it's round.
I want to jump in said lake and then get out and then really put the towel to the test.
Yeah,
but it is comfy.
Sure, dude.
Fine. What?
Whatever you want,
That's
man.
what I want to do.
Do it now, please. Go away.
But yeah, guys, it's funny. We've put out a couple times.
Oh, it's soft.
Yeah, we put out a couple times. You're like, what would you like to see us
Smells
do?
like my laundry.
as Death Wish Coffee Company, like what kind of merchandise are you looking for? And almost every time we put that out, we've had a comment or two about, do a beach towel. We got one. I think how badass are you going to look on the beach with a big old black towel with skull and crossbones on it that says Death Wish Coffee Company?
And like I said, I put this through the wash already to test the print to make sure it wouldn't wear out or you wouldn't have any fading. This thing holds up, man. It's not cheap, high quality, same apparel vendor we've been using for all of our high quality stuff, so no worries there. It is just top-notch awesomeness.
And we don't have a date specifically yet for this, but know we'll probably be releasing this within the next handful of weeks. Let's say 4 to 6 weeks, this will probably come out just in time for high peak summer and beach time. So it's really exciting. Is there anything else that we can talk about? I mean, do you guys know we're going to space? You guys know we're going to space, right? deathwishcoffee.com/space. Death Wish Coffee is going to the International Space Station.
On a SpaceX rocket in a Dragon capsule. How cool. In a Dragon capsule.
That
sounds like a drug that all your parents tell you should stay away from them Dragon capsules.
Nope, we're packing them full of coffee and shooting them to space. That's what we're doing.
No, there's nothing else, guys.
Yeah.
You have to tune in next week. We have more surprises, but we're not going to give them to you yet. It's not time yet.
Yeah.
It's not time.
And that's the show, everybody. Final chance. Share this feed. Comment in those comments, and we're going to pick one lucky winner when we sign off on this show, and you're going to win a 2017 Death Wish mug. D-Man and myself will sign it, send it right out to you guys. Thanks again for liking the show, for sharing the show, for telling your friends about it, for telling your friends about space. We're really excited that you guys are digging what we're doing because we dig you guys. Final time, give us a follow on social media. It's very easy. I am at Jeff Wish Coffee.
And I am at Death Wish Dustin.
It's that easy. And tune in again next week, guys, for a brand new show. And don't forget, tomorrow, a brand new episode of the podcast comes out with Flogging Molly. And that'll be Dennis Casey, Bob Schmidt, and Dave King, all from the band, all recorded on this year's Salty Dog Cruise. And we'll see you all next week. Bye. Cheers. Bye.
This has been Fueled by Deathcast, a Death Wish Coffee Company podcast production. Thanks for listening.